Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Weedle, and today I have the Jagdtiger prototype for you that I recently got out of the Waffentrager loot boxes. This was the one tank that I actually wanted out of the loot boxes, so I got lucky. This is my third time, I think, trying to get it. What I would be curious though is, did you buy boxes? Did you get what you wanted? And leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm really curious of if you got lucky or if you didn't. Hopefully y'all did, and that's, but y'all have heard my opinion on loot boxes before. I generally just argue, if you don't want them, don't buy them. But as for this thing, what kind of TD is it? It's an assault TD. Yeah, I know when people hear tank destroyer, they're thinking sniper. I look at a tank destroyer like this, and I say, yep, it's absolutely meant to go forward and kill heavy tanks. And I think it does that job really well. And today, I'm going to show you what it can do with the worst possible matchmaking that you can get in World of Tanks. There are 2 tier 10 heavies on the other team, 1 tier 10 medium, 2 tier 9 heavies, and 2 tier 9 tank destroyers, and all some of the best of their tiers. So this is obviously about as bad as it could possibly be. But I'm not too worried. I've moved up and I'm challenging these tanks straight up, and hopefully they're just not great. Now, I cannot take a hit from this 60 TP. He will absolutely pin the armor on this thing. But let's talk about the armor layout. It is very much like the tier 9. It has armor. It will bounce things. You're going to have to kind of learn to try to angle your upper plate just a little bit, or the superstructure. But the superstructure is very bouncy if you're facing tier 10s. I mean tier 8s. Tier 9s, it'll struggle, and tier 10s, they will just go through it. Pretty much what you would expect. But that being said, when you have tier 8, and if you see in tier 7s, tier 6s, you're absolutely going to be able to bully them. This thing with a hardening has 1780 HP. But that's with the bounty hardening that I have on it. That's honestly really good. That's going to be more HP than most tier 8 heavies. It'll be more HP than most tier 9 mediums. Which means you're going to be able to absolutely kind of hang in the battle. It does have that staying power. DPM wise, with a rammer, and mind you, I do have bounty, but 2,914. If you put vents on this thing instead of hardening, you get over 3,000. I think it's 3,014 DPM. So that would probably, I would take as a second setup in case you get on a map that you need to do more sniping or something. I would probably go with vents instead of hardening. But if you're thinking about brawling, I would highly recommend taking brawling. Alpha damage, that's where this thing gets kind of random. 496 alpha damage. I don't know how they came up with that number. I assume that they just chose a random DPM number and backed it into what they wanted it to be able to do. But as you can see, still hits pretty hard. There's a nice little 519 roll there. And we're going to put him another one into him right here, and he is now dead. Up to 1,500 damage. That's not amazing yet, but we already got one of their tier 10 heavies out of the game. I've already picked up 2 kills, so it's looking pretty good. It's not too bad right now. I'm going to see if I can't put an HE round into... he switched directions on me, and I wasn't able to get him, but it was a nice try. This thing does have pretty good HE rounds, so I would recommend carrying a few, for those scorpions, or you never know what you see that you can use HE on. Brask, absolutely. It's the other thing, dispersion, 0.3 with my crew skills and everything. It's brothers in arms, food. So yes, you can snipe with 0.3 at tier 8. It's not going to be the best. Got a nice 577 roll right there. Again, engaging this. I was actually going in for a ram here, but couldn't get it quite fast enough, and now I'm going to start challenging these tanks at the corner here. Again, a T10 and a T30. These are both some of the best tier 9 tanks, so definitely not what I would like to be seeing. There's the Blesh, and he managed to pick off 400 hit points on me. A little annoying, but it's okay. And what you're seeing here is I'm just kind of moving forward, backing up, I need this guy to kind of make a mistake, and the T-30 decided he actually could challenge me finally. And the T-10 moves in. BZ gets a nice kill shot on him. And I'm going to swing around because I think this T-30 is still reloading. And might have misjudged my math there, but there you see the armor does come through for me in this instance. I'm going to move forward again. I definitely have reload this time. Finish him off, and I see the Object 257 coming around. And he makes a mistake in here. He actually cuts in, and I'm able to finish him off. Another 466 damage. I'm up to 3,920 damage now. And there's still, that Blesh is about to be finished off. There's still an M48 Patton. Right now, with 564 hit points, the only thing left for me to do is to drive forward, hope I run into him somewhere where I can fire off another round, pick up my 4th kill of the game. But yeah, that's going to be your playstyle with this thing. You're going to need to be kind of aggressive. It does have the HP to do it. It does have the armor to do it. You have the alpha. You have the armor. So yes, yeah, I'd love to hear what y'all's opinion of this tank is. If you have played it, leave a comment below. I'd like to really know what y'all think of this tank. I think it's a very good tank. Let's go to the garage and just look at a few final things. Okay, so that's what the tank can do against the worst matchmaking in the game this thing could possibly see. Yeah, it will probably take a little bit to kind of get used to how to angle the armor. But like if someone's looking at you and you just kind of tilt it, turn it like that, and they shoot at the upper structure, they're probably not pinning it if they're in a tier 8. This is obviously, the upper plate can be a little bit of a weak spot considering, you know, more so than you would think. But if you're kind of angling it a little bit on a ridge or of any kind, again, it becomes quite strong, very much like the tier 9 if you've played the tier 9. It does have armor. It will bounce things. I wouldn't necessarily rely on it to, but with its gun, armor, and HP, it can absolutely brawl with any tank in the game. If you're looking for a second loadout, like I said, if you put vents on it, you can get over 3,000 DPM in this thing. I would probably use that as a second loadout for if you get like proc or something and you need to snipe a little bit more. That's probably when I would use it. But in general terms, I would have hardening on this thing, and you just have so much HP. You can stay in the fight and really do some damage to the enemy team. As far as field mods go, you'll want to go left, right, right. Pretty standard right there. And yeah, that's it for the review, guys. If you've got this tank, if you've played it, leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think about it, but I think it's a very good tank. Probably, in my opinion, the best of the Assault TDs. Not necessarily overpowered or anything, but I have really enjoyed playing this.